Hi there, beautiful people! This is part 2 of our Vietnam 16-day holiday. In the first part, we covered the controversial topic of the small-sized furniture that distinguishes Vietnamese restaurants, as well as the numerous scooters that clog up traffic on the streets of large Vietnamese cities. We were taken to the enchanted realm of Sapa, where we learned about the traditional and uncomplicated lifestyle of the native tribes, but also about their primary behaviors. Additionally, we went to the famous Ha Long Bay, and if you are interested in learning what these majestic rocks mean to the Vietnamese people, you can watch the first part of our trip by clicking the link I've provided below. Join us as we travel through Vietnam's top tourist attractions in the north and in the south. You'll notice that this nation appears to have been stolen from a fairy tale with dragons and unicorns. It's well known that all countries around the world have their unique beliefs and legends, but Vietnam seems to surpass many others in the originality of the belief that the Vietnamese people are descended from a dragon and a fairy. In this video, we will discover that this fairyland named Vietnam has 4 sacred animals, including the unicorn. Who wouldn't desire a unicorn, or at the very least a startup unicorn business? I'll definitely sign up for that. Stay with me to find out more about Hanoi main tourist attractions, Phu Quoc Island and Ho Chi Minh City. We will talk about the political regime and the free-spirited economy of Vietnam. We'll discover beautiful places that are worth visiting in Vietnam, and we'll find out some pretty interesting facts about Vietnamese culture, history, mythology, and economy. Let's start our journey with the night market in Hanoi. If you feel like shopping for souvenirs, trinkets and fakes, go to the night market, which is in the old quarter of Hanoi. Expect almost any clothing item to be fake, no matter how genuine it seems. The rule is that if it's cheap, it's fake, especially if it's bought outside of large chain stores or malls. We can't talk about shopping without addressing Vietnam's political regime and economy. After visiting the country, I dare to say that nowadays Vietnam is communist and capitalist at the same time. Even if Vietnam is a socialist republic with a one-party system led by the Communist Party, the country seems to be awash in capitalism. The streets of Hanoi and of other towns, big and small, are a flowing marketplace packed with small vendors selling their wares. Office towers bear the names of the world's largest corporations: Unilever, Samsung, Microsoft, Coca-Cola, and so on. And what everybody seems to be busy doing is making money. PricewaterhouseCoopers in 2017 named Vietnam as the fastest growing economy in the world and predicted that by 2050 it would crack into the top 20 largest economies. If you go out in the evening in Hanoi, you will find a relaxing atmosphere. Both tourists and residents enjoy a late dinner or a refreshing beer. Nightclubs and the chaos of Thailand or other Southeast Asian destinations seem to be missing here, social gatherings having rather an European vibe. Now let's talk about the Ho Chi Minh Mausoleum. The Ho Chi Minh Mausoleum is a huge building in Hanoi which serves as the resting place of the Vietnamese revolutionary leader and president, Ho Chi Minh. It was inspired by Lenin's mausoleum in Moscow but incorporates distinct Vietnamese architectural elements such as the sloping roof. Ho Chi Minh led a long and successful campaign to make Vietnam independent. He was the president of North Vietnam from 1945 to 1969, and he was one of the most influential communist leaders of the 20th century. Nearby you can find the One Pillar Pagoda, which is a historic Buddhist temple built by Emperor Li Tai-tong, who ruled from 1028 to 1054. When we arrived in Vietnam, we were confused and didn't understand properly the term pagoda. Sometimes we visited temples and other times we visited pagodas. After discussing the difference between the two of them with one of our guides, we learned that there are two totally different worshipping places for different religions and beliefs. In most Asian countries, you normally call all worshipping places temples, but in Vietnam, where people tend to follow different religions and worship all saints, gods, and Buddha just in case, things are different. Though both of them may look the same from the outside to visitors, they have different purposes and worship different gods. In Vietnam, the place where Buddhists go to pray is called a pagoda, or a chùa in Vietnamese, and it was built to worship Buddha. Obviously, we will find inside them the statue of Buddha. The non-Buddhist worshipping places are called temples, or den in Vietnamese. A den is a building consisting in one or many rooms which are very ornate. Here, the Vietnamese people go and worship a real person in the country's history. The person who is worshipped is a Vietnamese national hero, like a king, a queen, a general, a successful Confucian scholar, or even a national liberator like Ho Chi Minh. How crazy is that? Just imagine the Western worshipping Barack Obama, the Queen of England, or even Donald Trump. There are also temples built to honor ordinary people who saved the Vietnamese from typhoons, floods, or who protected the country from foreign invaders, and by foreign invaders, I mean the Chinese. Which brings us to another important aspect. You cannot talk about Vietnamese history without mentioning China. It has always been the main protagonist all the way until the French came. China dominated Vietnam for over 1,000 years, from 111 before Christ to 938 after Deus, but were never able to assimilate the Vietnamese and endured frequent Vietnamese rebellions. In Vietnamese, the name of the country is formed of two separate words. The first word is Viet and the second one is Nam. They are literally translated Viet South, meaning the Viet of the South, which you can also translate as the people from the south of China. If you want to be mesmerized by breathtaking views, take an Ninh Binh full-day tour from Hanoi. Your first stop should be Hoa Lu. Many people don't know that Hoa Lu would have been the ancient capital of Vietnam in the 10th century. And there is a large citadel here which is filled with scenic temples that you can explore at your leisure. One of the best ways to explore the Ninh Binh region is by bicycle. The reason for this is that the land here is mainly flat, which means that you can easily rent a bicycle and ride to many of the sites in town. Take a boat trip in Trang An. This place is known for its scenic waterways and you can hire a boat here and float along the Sao Ke River. This boat trip that usually lasts for 2 hours will take you through caves and you can take in the scenery and also visit the caves and temples at the same time. Scale the Hang Mua Peak. Hang Mua Peak is known for being one of the most amazing sights in Tam Quoc, and you will have to walk along some 500 steps to the summit. There are actually 2 peaks on top of Hang Mua. To reach the higher one, you will have to climb for about 20 to 30 minutes, and if the weather is hot and humid, it can be challenging, but don't give up. It is well worth it when you get to the top. On the top of Hang Mua's highest peak, you will see a stone-carved dragon watching over the valley. Besides the fact that dragon plays a very important role in the Vietnamese culture, because the Vietnamese people are believed to be the descendants of a dragon and a fairy, it is believed that if you touch the stone dragon, you will be lucky. There are 4 sacred animals in Vietnam: the dragon, the unicorn, the turtle, and the phoenix. You can find them in many architectural works and in temples and museums where they are carved in wood or painted. Each of these animals has a deeper meaning in Vietnamese folklore and mythology. Besides the fact that the legend says that the Viet people are the children of a dragon and a fairy, the dragon was always regarded as a symbol of power and nobility. The unicorn, the second mythical animal of the four sacred animals, represents prestige, peace, and good luck. The unicorn has a strange appearance, half dragon, half mammal. Sometimes it has only one horn, which never butts anybody and symbolizes mercy. The turtle has a special place in Vietnamese culture, history, and mythology. It symbolizes longevity, strength, and intelligence, and is also closely related to the independence of Vietnam in the 15th century. The phoenix. This elegant mythical bird symbolizes grace, nobility, virtue, and pride. According to myths, the phoenix burned its nest and days later rose again from the ashes, and it therefore symbolizes rebirth, regeneration, and survival. If you are in Hanoi, don't miss the Temple of Literature, which is a temple dedicated to Confucius. The temple also hosts the Imperial Academy, Vietnam's first national university, and it was also built in 1070 at the time of Emperor Li Tang Tong. The French Quarter. If you wish to see something different, stroll around the French Quarter. This is an affluent neighborhood famous for its elegant colonial buildings, some of which have been transformed into museums and government offices.
I move my feet to reach that zone where our emotions blur into different shapes and forms.
The heart of Hanoi. Take a walk around Hoan Kiem Lake, also known as Sword Lake, a freshwater lake measuring some 12 hectares in the historical center of Hanoi. This spectacular lake hosts the Jade Island. To get there, you cross a small red wooden bridge, the Hak Bridge, that leads us to the entrance of an 18th century Buddhist temple, the Temple of the Jade Mountain.
Dancing all through the night, wanna stay in that weekend vibe. Lose your body and feel alright, 'cause we just wanna have weekend vibes.
If you go out in the evening in Hanoi, you will find a relaxing atmosphere. Both tourists and residents enjoy a late dinner or a refreshing beer. Nightclubs and the chaos of Thailand or other Southeast Asian destinations seem to be mixing here, social gatherings having rather an European vibe.
Under the sun, let's catch a wave and take a trip to higher ground. Oh yeah! Skip the Monday and Tuesday ride. I wanna stay in that weekend vibe. Yeah, lose your body and feel alright, 'cause we just wanna have weekend vibes. Keep us dancing all through the night. Wanna stay in that weekend vibe. Lose your body and feel alright, 'cause we just wanna have weekend vibes. Keep us dancing all through the night.
Now it's time to leave Hanoi and go to the south of Vietnam. The fog seen during takeoff is caused by the high level of pollution in Hanoi.
'Cause we just wanna have weekend vibes.
For beach time and relaxation, I strongly recommend Phu Quoc, which is Vietnam's largest island. Phu Quoc is located in the Gulf of Thailand, just 15 kilometers off the coast of Cambodia, a country that still has territorial claims on the island, which they refer to as Co Tral. While you are in Phu Quoc, you can stay at one of the hotels in Duong Duong, the main city on the island. Although it is not located in Duong Duong city, in my opinion, Sao Beach is the most beautiful beach on the island. As soon as you arrive here, you'll notice the white sand beach featuring clear waters for sports, chair rentals, eateries and scenic views. This is the only place in Vietnam that I have visited that has such a turquoise water. Therefore, I dare to say is the Vietnamese version of a tropical paradise. Visit Dong Dong Market if you don't mind the crowds and want to sample unusual foods that you never knew existed. Now it's time for Ho Chi Minh City. Ho Chi Minh City, formerly known as Saigon, is the largest city in Vietnam, situated in the southeastern region. The city surrounds the Saigon River and covers about 2,061 square kilometers. The city was the capital of South Vietnam until the end of the Vietnam War. It has a preeminent history going back hundreds of years. There are plenty of museums showcasing the country's dark wartime history and classic colonial architecture built by former French rulers. Expect to find chaotic traffic and pungent odors that are also strong in Hanoi, but here they are more preeminent because of the heat. If you want a Parisian vibe, go and visit the Notre Dame Cathedral of Saigon.
Was you holding me close? What was myself go. And now we're flying through the stars. I hope this night will last forever. Oh, oh, oh. Ain't nobody loves me better. Makes me happy, makes me feel this way. Ain't nobody loves me better than you.
Don't forget to stop by Saigon's Central Post Office and you will feel teleported back to 1891. You can't miss the War Remnants Museum. It contains exhibits related to the First Indochina War and the Vietnam War. Prepare to see some shocking things that deserve to be discovered on the spot rather than told.
Knew I could not resist. I needed someone, and now we're flying through the stars. I hope this night will last forever. Oh, oh, oh. Ain't nobody loves me better. Makes me happy, makes me feel this way. Ain't nobody loves me better than you. First you put your arms around me, then you put your charms around me. We stare into each other's eyes, and what we see is no surprise. Got a feeling most for treasure, and a love so deep we cannot measure. Ain't nobody loves me better. Makes me happy, makes me feel this way. Ain't nobody loves me better than you.
Of course, there would be more to be said or visited, such as the Mekong Delta or the ancient town of Hoi An, places we didn't manage to get to during the 16 days we spent in Vietnam. That being said, this was our Vietnamese experience. I hope you enjoyed it.